Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all my friends across the Earthship. I'm Cindy Carter. I'm an intuitive and energy healer and a teacher of holographic healing. I am located here in the North Carolina mountains, where it's going to be a hot and humid and possibly a perfect pond day. I've been engaging in pond therapy lately. A little bit of pond floating helps calm the mind. Seems like that's a perfect thing to think about right now, is calming the mind. The show today is about the event and the okayness of uncertainty. And my friend David told me, why don't you make your podcast about the okayness of uncertainty? And that rung so true to me. Because this series of podcasts is based in the understanding of you becoming the guide, you becoming the directive force within your life, that you become the alchemist of your life. You see, I have the ability to see where we can change and alter life structure, whether it be mental, emotional, or physical, etheric, or a combination of those. So what we're trying to talk about is the changing, the acceptance, or the understanding of reverence for the core elements of you. So in the past show, we talked about transparency and how we are in the transparent times. So we better learn to be okay with what we see. How that all of life, the good, the bad, the ugly, is being displayed right now. That it's our perception of the events based in our clarity that drives our ability to be comfortable on an earth while it goes about shaking the traumas and the darker energies are starting to come to the surface. And all these things are coming to the surface to not be annihilated, not be downgraded, but to be loved, to be uplifted back to the wholeness, back to the core elements of us. The core elements being the divinity within you, the Christ consciousness, the God source. All that is the wholeness. But everything in duality is the wholeness. And you're living in a dualistic field. You're living on an auric field of earth that is housed in dimensions and octaves filled with duality. And every dimension, no matter how high we continue to go, there's going to be some type of duality until we rise out of the matrix into the universal fields, where what happens there is okay. Everything is okay in the universal fields because it becomes harmonic, less triggering. There's calmness and peace with being okay. Because when we are accepting and allowing what's spewing about, we're having boundaries for ourselves because we're now holding what's crucial to alchemy is self-love, is the compassion quotient of being okay with the uncertainty. We need to continue on in uncertain times. So what is being okay? Well, for me, it would be okay in my body. Right now, I have some knees that hurt pretty bad. So I'm doing all I can do to have them nurtured, to bring some peace back to the body. So if you have something that you're not okay with, either be pain or an idea, or a trajectory of thinking, or an addiction, well, being calm with that, not ridiculing yourself, and being peaceful in your mind about it, becoming okay with what you see in yourself, is compassion. And loving yourself and loving the being that you are that's having the pain, having the idea or having the addiction. And this goes beyond just being okay with what's coming from you. You've got to be okay with what's coming at you. Because you know that we're all seeing what's coming at you on television. I don't watch it, but there is television. You can hardly get away from it. Even on your Facebook feed, somebody's going to put their television recording right on there. Their social media access is on there. Are you okay with what you're seeing? Are you okay with seeing the pedophilia? Now, I'm not saying for you to ignore this, dismiss it. I'm talking about not being triggered in your body and not being triggered in your emotions as you come about the transparency. As the darkest atrocities of life start coming forward. We've lived a pretty cushy life to not see too much in our blindness, in our unawareness. Our fortunate ability now will be in the fortunate conscious choice to step away from what you see. Be okay with your mental state while you see it. No matter if it triggers you, no matter if it brought up or dragged up some type of pain or trauma from some other life. But remember, where are you right now? Through the transparent times and with what you see on media, what you see happening in other worlds, with weather, with demise, with governments coming down, with monetary systems being erased, with new futures and new technologies coming forth. You see, there is a future to attach to. You have a future self that needs to be guiding your very thoughts. Because if you're guiding your thoughts through what you're seeing in the media, well, God help us all. Where are you right now? This is not a projected state of doom. That's what the media would want for you. Because that's what the script is. To bring you some more doom and gloom. But there's a script to all of it. There's a script to the flip of the currency. There's a script that's flipping the governments. The rule that the earth has been under, it will be flipped from reptilian to benevolent. The skies may open. So what is this event that some spiritual communities are speaking about? Well, spiritual communities are speaking about this big event that's going to happen very soon. This wash or wave of cosmic energy, cosmic rays. While on the other end of that spectrum are the doom and gloomers. The conspiracy theorists. Well, is anything really a conspiracy anymore? Because they're all coming through the transparency. I'm seeing a lot of them as truth. And it's not just through the media I see this. It's through people I know in high places that tell me things. I don't speak to my social media or even to this YouTube audience and speak what I really know for fear of triggering my family and friends. There are many people that know me in certain ways, and if I was to tell you that I believed in Sasquatch today, what would you think of me? And does it matter? No. In the okayness of the uncertainty of me knowing Sasquatch at a deep level, well, that's okay with me. I hope it's okay with you. The same needs to be held true for all of the transparency. Where are you right now? In your okayness of the uncertainty around you. How do you become allowing and okay in your mind and in your body and in your emotional field? To be okay with the unknown. Well, trust in your future self, that you have had a lineage of future lives, that you're just living a holographic existence right here in this reality, known as now. But you're an accumulation of lives and an accumulation of lifetimes with timelines that converge in quantum ways. That's why synchronicities are so insanely crazy right now. Quantum fields are now accessed in our everyday. So are you going to be okay with the unknown? Because kind of predicting the quantum fields is impossible. It's based on the energy currently at hand. And energy currently at hand changes rapidly. So rapidly that the adaptation rate of the energy itself changes before we can absolutely make an intention to change it. You see, this is held back into the cells of your body, your intention of life or your intention of death. Are you just trying to check out on an earth? Or are you trying to proliferate life? To be okay in the uncertainty would be to dictate life through your thoughts and your actions. Not just be so tired that you're ready to check out because you've done enough work. That's bullshit. We need to come into the life that you've been given, into the body that is standing on an earth, into the accumulated wisdom that is here for you now. And stop living the constructs of others and be okay in your body. Be okay with your futuring self. Let's up the quotient, up the percentage of okayness in our bodies, in our minds. So when or if there is an event of cosmic accumulation, that maybe you'll be more comfortable in a body and mind if you take on the okayness of the uncertainty. Because what if this event that others are speaking about is something that I have felt already? But if it were to be felt by many, I do feel what it could do for a cellular body, for a mental body, and for a whole lifetime of people. Many generations of people. What if the event were that the galactic portal above us, above this earth and wrapped around this earth, is opening up and outpouring the love from all our star brothers and sisters? All this radiating cosmic love just opening up into the earth's atmosphere, into the aura of the earth, and then just washing the mind of the man or the woman, washing the heart, and washing every cell with this most strong brotherly love of support. It is not like angelic support. It's brotherly galactic love. I have felt the difference of this deep in a portal in Canada, where I was asked by some people who at the time were monitoring me that I did not know to access this portal, the galactic portal, and see what would happen. The first 2 times I arrived there, nothing happened, and it's because I had never forgiven the galactic portion of myself for the galactic wars that I participated in. We've all participated in these galactic wars, and if we're going to continue now in the okayness of our uncertainty, well, we better be okay with the forgiveness of ourselves and others on the galactic level. Forgive the galactic brothers that have fought for you, against you, around you. Forgive yourself for participating. And allow the brotherly love that's connected so highly to the cosmos to come down and rain upon your being. There'd be nothing that could happen to you other than weeping. Pure joy and pure love weeping out of your cells. What if this were the event or the apocalyptic event that others believe? It would open the hearts of man, possibly the ones that never wanted it to open. The choices will be made soon for you to accept the love of your own being so that you can accept the love from afar. Because you are part of the galactic brother. You are part of the cosmic fields. And the event is not to be feared. It is to be revered. Because it is part of the wholeness and divinity of you. This is part of the process that ascension and life-affirming life requires. You to do nothing, but be okay with every part of what you see. If the thought could be graceful, to allow your heart to open to be okay, would that not be grace? To be okay with you and getting okayer and okayer and okayer back into the core elements of you? Remember, this is alchemy. We unearth the core elements, the gold within us. This is the energy we work with to be okay, to be divine, to be wisdom-filled. And allowing the okayness with you and the okayness of how others around you may be acting or responding or rejecting the information that comes forth. The cognitive dissonance is very deep. And we have to forgive our family and friends for not being able to see what you see. If they're not okay with what they see, that's okay. You're okay. If they're not okay, let them not be okay. It's not your problem, and it's not your business. Because life-proliferating life is about individual choice of sovereign nature on an earth. If you are to be graceful and comfortable on an earth, you're going to have to be okay with what you see in the transparent times. And we are here now. Your soul has waited eons to be here now. And here we are. Coming back to our core elements is very crucial to us now. Coming into the ideas of our divinity now. And erasing all the other blah, blah, blah that goes on so many dimensions, especially the New Age dimensions. I'm not pushing the bliss stuff here. I'm pushing you back to yourself, because a lot of us have forgotten ourselves on the earth walk. And to come back to you is really about grace. And I have developed something I've launched a recorded audio series. It's like 11 days of meditations. I call it the Template of Grace. And I launched this recently, and now I'm having clients and friends telling me how this is changing their life. How it's allowing them to gift themselves the boundaries that was needed to self-love themselves, to not allow the negative agendas and the downward spiraling thoughts and transmissions and ideas to attach onto their auric field. Whether it be mentally, emotionally, they are not accepting these ideas now that they are going through the template of grace. And this template of grace took me years of understanding, years of guidance and transmissions, years of visions and higher self-integration. It's a process of genesis about how the cells take on information, because the cellular body has repeatedly take on information as mitosis, which is just the replication of the death seed, the death necrosis seed. Our life is about self-love and proliferation. This is about life-affirming life, not about the death or downward spiral. So I have integrated these into the information of grace and taking on the information of grace in the auric field. This series can be used to alter your cellular and mental emotional structure, to receive the grace that's already within you at your core elements, so that you can be okay with what you see around you. It alters the world you walk in because you alter your perceptions of what is okay. This would be grace. So you can order this series on my website. You can also have a free ebook of these transmissions and visions and ideas and poetry that have come to me since 2010. The ebook is called Solene, the Ancient One, and you can just go right to my website and just download that link. It's a download PDF ebook and it's free. So I also engage in activities where people are not okay with what is going on. And when there are extremes with any situation, well, extreme energy is needed. So I do engage in spiritual emergencies. I am currently working with a family that's involved in occult initiation, a lot of black magic and dimensional psychic attack. So I am a seasoned bringer of alchemy, and I can help families and individuals alter situations in their life and bring them back to the grace and ease that they choose for themselves. Sometimes it only takes a little bit of finesse, a little bit of focus and intention back to the core elements of love and self-love. This is about compassion. And as much compassion as we can hold for ourselves right now, in the okayness of all the uncertainty, is where we are. And I wish you the most alchemic freedom that you can hold, because all beings on the earth should be able to be free. If you need my help, contact me. Otherwise, have a beautiful and okay day in the uncertainty of what you see during these transparent times. Many blessings to you.